Hello, darling heart, and welcome to the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is the podcast that helps you to see that drinking less doesn't need to be stressful, lonely, or boring. I'm your host, Sarah Williamson, and I decided to have a year alcohol-free as a little life experiment and haven't looked back. With my experience and training, I now help other people with their alcohol-free or drink less adventures. You can find out more and sign up to my 5-day Drink Less Challenge at drinklesslivebetter.com. I'm here to tell you that you can relax, connect, and have fun without alcohol in your life. Join me here each week to find out how. I cannot go on with today's podcast without first acknowledging and thanking all those of you who sent me messages over this past week after I published last week's podcast episode. You've shown me such kindness, such love. You've sent me so many of the words that I really have appreciated and wanted to hear this week. It's been lovely. I have almost got round to replying to most of you. I know I've still got a few to get back to, but please know that it has meant such a lot. This week's podcast episode is all about contrast. Unknowingly, I had organised for myself a week this week that feels like it's all about contrast. I have recognised what I'd like in my life this week, and whilst I say unknowingly, I meant that on a conscious level. I'm sure that deep down I really already knew what I actually needed this week. I have spent a full day in London yesterday. I love the city. I live only about an hour outside of it and regularly go in for a day. I love the bustle. I love the busy. I love the buildings. I love the friends that I hang out with when I'm in London. But this week I've also earmarked a day by the seaside, and that is going to be what I do with my time tomorrow. I also live just over an hour away from the sea, and I've got 2 clients to see first thing in the morning, and then I've got an appointment late on in the afternoon, and in that middle bit I'm off to look at the far horizon. I want to hear the waves lapping. I want to stare out at the blue, whatever shade of blue it is. The contrast between city and sea, big nature, feels like just what I need. It's the difference between fast and slow. It's the two opposites, busy and big, vast, empty. It's also the difference between spending time with people who I love and spending time in solitude. I never feel lonely when I am alone. I love my own company for chunks of time. It also feels like the difference between superficial, quick conversations and deep time in thought. It's also the difference between other people's opinions and my opinions. It feels in many ways like opposites, from dark to light. I've been considering what I'm thinking about and the contrasts of avoiding what's going on versus facing it and gently and lovingly accepting it. The difference between desperately wanting something and actually choosing it. The difference between feeling suspicious and anxious versus trusting. And also the difference between something feeling grim and heavy versus light-hearted. And I'm okay with all of this. We are contrasts. We absolutely are opposites. And both things can also be true at the same time. Please check out the show notes on this or any other podcast episode. You'll see the link to a hidden episode to help you with your 5 p.m. cravings, and you'll be able to read about my one-to-one coaching programme. Thank you for listening in today. Please come back again next week. And P.S. I believe in you.